This is a practice to get you focused. So whether so far today something's happened to knock you out of focus or off kilter, or whether later you've got something that you really want to get yourself engaged and ready for, let's get focused. So we're going to start at the top of the mat, and we're going to start with a little more movement than we tend to do. So when I am feeling unfocused, which disclaimer, I am, hence why this is becoming a theme to get me focused, I find I can't sit still immediately. So we're going to find some movement to begin with. Take your feet as wide as the mat, and we're just going to swing the arms round like you've got a massive coat or dress, and you're kind of taking the skirt from side to side. Keep a softness in the knees, and you can pat your hands as you go round on either side, and just keep this going. Some kind of movement that you don't have to think that much about. Your head can kind of follow your hands round if that feels okay on the neck. You can speed it up, slow it down. I'm gonna stay here for a couple more seconds, so maybe speeding yourself up, shaking off all of that excess energy, and then gently start to slow it down and come to a stop. And then just bring your feet a little closer in, hip width, and just find your balance. If you might feel a little all over the place, bring your hands to heart center and just close the eyes. There's still a slight bend in the knees. Just feel all that energy racing up and down the body, which is now maybe giving way to some peace and some calm. Take one deep breath, inhaling through the nose, out through the mouth. And then maybe keeping the eyes closed, just tuck the chin into the chest. Send the forehead down towards the tops of the fingers. And just really release your head down a little more than normal. Folding that forehead down on the fingertips. Really stretching out the neck. And then gently curl your head back up. Release your hands beside you, and then lift the arms high. Really stretch out the body, stretch it high. Turn your palms down towards the floor and press the air down beside you, pressing down. Nice. Now the weight's going to go into your left foot, and your right knee is going to hug into the chest. And this might be really hard if you're feeling really unfocused and unbalanced. They kind of can go hand in hand. So find a still spot in front of you. Concentrate on that and just gently pull this right knee into the chest, spreading those left toes on the standing foot. And then maybe taking some circles with that right foot, that lifted foot. Taking some circles through the ankle. One way and then back the other way. If you fall, it's cool. Just grab a hold of your knee, just come back up again. As many times as you need to. If you are taking this and feeling really unfocused, it's totally probable that the balance will be hard. And then stop wiggling that foot. Drop the hands from the knee and step that right foot all the way back behind you. Bring your hands down around your front foot. Lay that right knee down on the floor. And you might have, if you've got blocks to hand or if you use blocks regularly, it might be that you use them here. We're going to lift the chest as you bend this front knee. Roll the shoulders back, gaze in front of you. And then when you next exhale, start to straighten this front leg, extending the leg, peeling the toes up towards you. And it might be that you use these blocks to extend your arms a little. So if you're really reaching down towards the mat, the blocks can just help. And you can fold here down towards the leg. There can still be a big old bend in this knee. And you can walk your hands forward or closer to the body, whatever feels good. And then bend the knee again, roll shoulders back, lift the chest. And then exhale to straighten. Inhale to bend. Exhale to straighten. And then this next time as you bend, place those blocks out of the way. Hands down around the front foot, lift the back knee and step the right foot all the way up to the front. Feet are hip width, just wheel those toes and then flatten them out on the mat. Inhale, rise the hands to shins, find a half lift. Sending bum back as you lift the chest. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, rise the arms, lift them high. And then as you exhale, turn the palms down beside you as you press the air down. Release the hands back beside you. Okay, so this time, right foot maybe a little more central, that's where the weight's going. And we lift this left knee into the chest, placing the hands around it, snuggling it in towards the body. Finding that steady spot, that drishti, that steady, still spot to gaze on. Keep the breath as steady as you can. Make sure that you're not scrunching the toes in the right foot. And maybe taking some circles with your left ankle one way. Rolling shoulders back and down, maybe taking them back the other way. Noticing if this feels really different on the other side. And it's cool, one side is often more balanced than the other. Just noticing the differences. And then stop turning that ankle, release the hands from the knee and send that left leg back. All the way back and down to the ground. Hands come around that front foot, lay the back knee down to the ground. And just finding that straightening and bending on the other side. So blocks useful if you need them. Inhale, roll shoulders back. Lift the chest. Exhale to extend the leg, peel the toes up towards the body, straightening out the leg and then inhaling to bend, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, lengthen. Hands wherever it feels good for them to be, closer to the body, further apart, inhaling to take it forward. And this time as we exhale, just stay there. Just for an extra breath, bringing your hands wherever feels good. There's still a little lift in the chest as you're folding. And then gently bending it forward, shifting those blocks out of the way if you had them. Lift the back knee, and this time we step back to a downward facing dog. Spread the fingers wide, feet hip width. Press the hips high as you gaze back towards the shins. Finding that like almost 90-degree angle between the top of your body and the bottom, that hinging at the hips. Take a deep breath here. And then as you next inhale, shift forward into your plank, stacking your shoulders over wrists. Exhale, lower the knees, send the elbows back towards you as you drop all the way down to the mat. Fingers just in front of shoulders. Inhale to rise to a cobra. Roll your shoulders back, lift the chest, bending through the elbows. Exhale to take it down. Inhale, press up to your knees, tuck your toes, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. And just step it out through the feet, one foot at a time. Right heels going a little lower, then left heels. Stepping it out. And then rise your right leg high and exhale to step it through between the hands. And we're going to ground this back foot and open all the way up to a warrior two. When I think of focus, I think this pose always comes to me. You're spreading the hands wide and you're gazing over that third finger, that right third finger, really focusing in on that spot. Bending through the front leg and breathing here. Just focusing in the direction that that finger's pointing. Now with your next inhale, rise your arms up, turn to a lunge to the front, so onto those back toes, And then we're going to take the hands back with us as we lift the back foot to find a warrior three. Toes face down towards the ground. Find this balance. Keep the breath steady. Roll the shoulders back. Flex that back foot. Press it as if something's behind you that you're trying to push over. And then release the foot back to a lunge. Lift those arms high. And then release them down by pressing the air beside you. Press the arms down. Can you ground that back foot to warrior two? And then turn the right toes to the side as well. And you might want to edge them a little wider, wherever you feel it feels good. Toes are in front of heels. Place the hands on the hips, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back, and then send the bum back as you fold all the way down. Press the weight into the toes. Drop the tip of your head down towards the mat. Take a deep breath here. And then you're going to give yourself a little hug. You're going to focus in on you. Yes, you. Right arm is going to come over left. So still in this bow, in this forward fold, and snuggle those fingertips back towards your shoulders. Still press the weight forward into the toes. Still allow the tip of your head to drop. And then really gently tuck your chin into your chest and rise all the way up to the top. Bring your arms up and then press the air down beside you as you release them down. Now we're going to send the left toes towards the back of the mat. So facing towards the back of the mat. We've got a bit of spinning today. And find your warrior two towards the back of the mat. So right toe still facing the long edge. Spread those arms out and find that focus to the other side. You're looking at a different part of your room, of wherever you are, your space. Gaze over that third finger. Sink through that front leg. Taking a deep breath here. Release the shoulders away from the ears. And then bring the arms up, turn to a lunge towards the back of your mat. So lifting onto those back toes, reach the arms high, send the hands back with you, little fingers facing up as you launch that right leg high, flying. Really spread the toes and point them all down on that lifted foot. So even that little toe pointing down towards the mat, rolling those shoulders back, flexing that back foot and then stepping it back, rising the arms all the way up and then pressing the hands down as you ground it. Now find a warrior two with that back foot, so toes facing long edge of the mat, and then turn your left toes back to the long edge of the mat. So we're back to that side, hands on hips, roll shoulders back, lift the chest, exhale, send bum back, fold it down. All the way, resting your hands onto the ground if they fall there, pressing the weight forward into the toes. And then finding that hug with the other arm on top. Left arm over right. Snuggle those fingertips back into your shoulders. A little cheeky massage maybe. As you just hold on to yourself. Turn that focus in to you. Pressing the weight forward into the toes. Dropping the tip of the head down towards the mat. And then tuck your chin into your chest, keeping the arms wrapped. Roll all the way up. Release your arms high and then palms down towards the mat. Press it down, all the way down. Lovely. Now turn your right toes to face the top of the mat once more. We're going to step our left toes halfway down the mat. I'm finding a pyramid pose here. Blocks are super handy. Again, they're just an extra extension of your arms. So please do, if you haven't got blocks, thick books, similar things, steady, sturdy, but use whatever you would like. Harry Potter books, yeah. Number 4, that's a good old block size. Turn right toes towards the top of the mat. Left toes are towards the top left-hand corner. And bring a bit of space between your feet so you've got some space to move. Both legs are straight. Hold onto your hips. Roll the shoulders back. And twist your body over that right leg. So there's a slight twist. And then press the bum back as you fold. All the way over, pressing the bum back. Maybe hands come down to floor or come down to blocks. Now, try and keep, there's a slight twist of your body over that leg. So you're trying not to fold in between your legs. You're trying to fold over this right leg. Keep pressing that bum back. Wrap that right hip back round. That will help you kind of twist and fold here. Keep a slight softness in this front knee. So both legs are straight, but there's still a little softness. Take one more breath here. Really fold yourself down. And then if you have got blocks, we're going to take them with us. We're going to bring them on this journey. Tuck chin into chest. Roll yourself all the way up. And then we're going to step this right foot to the back of the mat. Turn those front toes now, left toes towards the front of the mat, right toes to top right hand corner. So you're like halfway down the back of your mat, opposite side, pyramid. So you can bring your blocks along for the ride. Maybe you place them down in readiness. Hands to hips, roll shoulders back. Twisting over that left leg, press the bum back, fold it down. Slight softness in the legs. Maybe hands come down to blocks. Maybe they come down to the floor. I always find blocks useful because I can get my hands to the floor. My hands touch the floor, but not my palms. And it feels so much more steady and sturdy to have this platform with the blocks. So it might be something that you try. I feel like I can really fold into this a bit deeper. Curl that left hip back as you fold over this left leg. One more deep breath here. And then shift those blocks out of the way. We're going to step this left foot back to the back of the mat. Standing at the back, bring the feet together. Inhale, rise the arms up, lift up to your tiptoes. See that focus. And you might notice if your focus has increased maybe during this practice, that balancing may not feel as big of a deal as it did right at the beginning when we were bringing that knee into the chest. It also might still feel like a big deal. So whatever is cool. And then can you start to bend the knees as you sink yourself down, coming into a little squat, feet underneath the bum, and then spread the knees wide and set your hands down. You might bring forearms down to the mat and just find a little fold here. So still in that squat, just folding yourself over. Now gently look up, start to walk your hands forward, place your knees onto the ground, come to all fours, spread those fingers. Let's take a couple of cat-cows as we start to end our practice. Inhaling to drop belly, roll shoulders back, lift the head and chest. Exhaling, pressing through the hands as you curve the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale to arch, drop the belly, really roll those shoulders back, press that bum high. Exhale, take it back the other way. And then just come down to sit on your heels and just come to a cross-legged Sukhasana, easy pose, easy cross. Either feet crossed like this, if this isn't comfortable, does not feel easy. I mean, what a terrible name for a pose. Easy cross, when actually, only for some bodies, right? So sit back on your knees, on your heels, if that feels better. Any blocks or anything to prop you up, feel free to use them. And let's rise the arms all the way up. And then release right hand down to the mat, left arm curls over, find a side bend. Keep that chest, shoulder open towards the ceiling, not folding, opening. You could bring your right forearm down to the ground, but keep the left sit bone connected to the mat. Take one more breath here. And then ground this left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right arm goes up and back as you twist to the right. Fingertips on your right hand, so not pressing down into that hand. Rolling right shoulder back, finding the twist. And then with your next inhale, lift the arms up, face the middle, press the palms down, press the air down beside you. Now just take the cross the other way if your legs are crossed. So other foot in front, foot that doesn't feel so comfortable. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, left hand down to the mat, right arm over. Maybe coming down to that forearm if you're keeping that right bum cheek seated to the ground. Find that opening, that side bending. And then ground that right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left fingertips come up and back, fingertips behind you, twisting to the left. Inhaling to sit up a little taller. And exhaling to maybe twist a little more. But go easy, gently. And then your next inhale, lift your arms all the way up to the front. Palms pressed down beside you, press the air down. And then ground the hands onto the thighs. And maybe close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Hopefully you are ready to focus now. You feel ready, focused. Let's go. Have a lovely day.